said, you can't move and talk at the same time. I dance while I speak, so I feel what I'm saying, say less, edit more, requiring a kind of truthfulness while staying open to what might happen between us. I chose this title, Moving from Fear to the Sublime, because fear is a challenge for all of us wanting to help protect Earth's living systems. And dancers who face fear daily in our projects have something to say about moving restrictive fear into action. Noted conservationist Marty Murray, who helped protect wild Alaska until her death at 101, once said, if you're going to help save the environment, you better learn how to dance. What did she mean? There's the obvious. Daily involvement in environmental issues can be discouraging. In other words, we dance to counter despair, avoiding aggression and depression through focused expression. There are other dimensions to Marty's statement. Cultivating innovation in our projects requires embodied, creative thinking. So we're not stopped by closed doors, naysayers, reluctant governments, death threats, and the plodding inertia of committee meetings. When you want to get something done, innovation requires a fresh approach, twirling to face another direction or ducking under that extended fist. Martial artists and dancers know you can redirect aggressive energy in circular flow and take it somewhere unexpected and useful. As a professor of dance, I'm used to opposition, and as partner, ambivalence, because embodied thinking requires and reflects freedom and independence from power and conformity. Expressive dance was forbidden, African American slaves denied, certain Native American tribes, and banned from some religions. Subverted impulses re-emerged as the festive footwork of tap dancing, viewer-friendly powwows, and ritualized ecstatic gestures like hands pressed together in prayer. Yet American culture remains entrenched in dismissing the body as our oldest, deepest, most essential way of knowing. Why do we take the arts out of schools? Why do we deny physical education for our children? As neuroscientists remind us, the sensations from your skin and body are the mind's true foundation. There's bravery involved in returning to this source. One other dimension of art making essential to innovative projects is becoming comfortable with the insecurity of not knowing. You stand on the dynamic edge zone or ecotone of heightened possibility with one foot in your heritage of all that's come before your teachers, mentors, projects, and the other in what's never been done before. Daily facing the blank page, the empty canvas, the waiting studio, the anticipating audience, and the seemingly impossible project. Another noted conservationist Marion Stoddard, who almost single-handedly cleaned up the Nashua River in Massachusetts over a 45-year period, gave me 2 tips for sustaining creativity in complex projects. First, surround yourself with positive people. Second, ask for what you want rather than for what you think you might get. I remembered Marion's words when I was invited to give a keynote speech in Seoul, South Korea. The proposal was to give a talk on body and place, teach a workshop, fly home the next day. Instead, I asked, could I come a week early, visit local forests, perform, see traditional dance, so that by day 7, I could say that 60% of my body is water from this Korean soil. They changed the date of the conference, gave me a translator, hello Ginny, to accompany me on my sojourns, and arranged for me to perform with Professor Ha, a 50-year-old national treasure from a family lineage of traditional dancers. When I first met Professor Ha to perform together, he was an imposing figure. We couldn't speak each other's language, yet we entered the familiar landscape of dance with an audience, a musician, and our own unique heritage of movement. I first learned this was possible on sabbatical in China. I arrived early at the National Ballet Academy in Beijing and entered a studio where a young man was rehearsing. There was a language barrier, but he extended his hand, and we began a complex duet with lifts and turns and interconnected movements until his music stopped and we bowed to each other. And I left. This remains one of my favorite duets, along with dancing with Mayumi on the shores of Shikoku, Japan, with Eva Maria Mutak from Finland on the wild coast of Wales, and once with colleagues on a Mellon-funded research trip to the Galapagos. It was sunset and we were hiking above Pinnacle Rock on Bartolome Island, and another group asked, may we join you in movement to experience this place and each other from an embodied perspective. This is what we should teach in our classes, how to meet the world with your whole self present. So what limits innovation? Fear comes to mind, along with insecurity and stress. Fear looks like tension, feels like restriction, and results in inhibition or aggression. If you want to work with the body, the environment, and innovation, you'd better understand fear on all levels and what seems like our cultural addiction to it. Say hello to your amygdala. The amygdala is the sentinel or watchdog of your emotional limbic brain. The relational brain evolved with mammals and became particularly important in primates with the demands of living in social groups. Normally studied in terms of fear and memory, the amygdala registers anything new that just might be threatening. If the stimulus indeed appears dangerous, based on your past history, there's a cascade of responses in the body. Skeletal muscles flush with blood, heart rate increases, glucose level rise, pupils dilate. It's exciting. The first phase of a fear response is activating. Healthy fear wakes us up, alerts us to possibilities, We all know that animals, after surviving a threatening situation, shake off inhibition from their nervous system, so they don't carry it around with them. Humans, on the other hand, often treat all stress the same, as though a tiger is chasing you when you receive a phone call from an angry friend. There's no discrimination. You become fixated in fear, and then you amplify the sensations with your thoughts and behavior patterns. So here's the distinction. Is the stimulus actually threatening or simply new, different? If it's not a life-death situation, you can ride the activation response toward curiosity, inquiry, innovation. And this leads us to the sublime, the largest thing that can get through the doorway of your imagination. The practice skill of an artist is holding healthy fear in one hand. It's wise to be discerning, and your capacity for awe in the other, the ability to remain open. Many artists don't like working with the environment. It's seen as old-fashioned, sentimental, not risky enough. Yet, nature, art making, and spirituality can kill you. The ocean is beautiful at sunset and a destructive force in a storm. Many artists and spiritual seekers go astray from the overwhelm of uncertainty in their nervous system. If you want to have innovation, you have to have inhabitation of your bodies, the places you live and love, and the ideas and visions you want to bring responsibly back to community. The antidote to accumulating stress in your body is the body. You have to locate yourself in relation to the earth. Physicist Rich Wolfson says, the place your foot touches the ground has everything to do with where and how you move. Some of us have to relocate ourselves moment by moment throughout the day, orienting toward ease. As Rich says, you start with your feet. Can you feel them? Spread weight into their surfaces. There's nerve endings in the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, and the labyrinth of your inner ear, longing to tell you about the present. Here I am, in this place and time, awake. Connecting to the ground is step one. Freeing inhibition in the spine is step two. And then you breathe fully and deeply. You can't think clearly with agitated breath. It's physiologically impossible. The body prioritizes oxygen over everything. These 3 steps, ground, spine, breath, allow you to focus your attention freshly and receive the ease of your creative thinking mind. And then the moment and all its possibilities are yours. Thanks.